This is the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast, and I'm your host, Trudy Simmons from the Daisy Chain Group, providing platforms for women entrepreneurs to be seen and heard. This platform is for women entrepreneurs that want to hear the real stories of what it takes to be yourself and run a business with all the different hats that you might have to wear. These are the stories of the tenacious, the rebellious, and the resilient women that are working towards the future that they want to build for themselves and their families. Hello, and thank you so much to Cassandra Dartnell for joining me today from her business An Eye for Detail events to talk about Shine On You Crazy Daisy book. Cassandra, tell us what you do.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. I'm Cass. I'm mum and mum of twin boys, and I run my business An Eye for Detail events, and I've been running it since 2016. Wow. We bring together memorable virtual and in-person events that help people inspire their creativity, calm the chatter in their mind, and bring you a whole hope of joy. So yeah, super exciting.
Wonderful.
We bring together like small local businesses that supply a wealth of activities, skills and crafts, as well as catering and event suppliers that help your event sparkle and stand out from the crowd.
That's so lovely. The way you say that, sparkle. I love it. You know, I love things like that. So what was really interesting I've known you for a couple of years, and then reading your chapter was this thing of burnout when you left the corporate world. And then the thought of starting up your own business when you come out of burnout. How did that affect you, having burnout?
So, I mean, I was lucky. I had a successful career spanning 15 years in event management for big corporate organizations. So I traveled the world and I did some amazing events, but working for a big conglomerate can have its downsides. So yeah, we had business takeovers, office politics, stupid hours. I didn't have a team, so I was working anything from 12 to 16 hours a day. And it was just taking everything I had of my being, you know, and I knew I couldn't continue, and my life was changing. I got married, and I knew I wanted a family, but I knew that wasn't going to be easy. So I needed to have a future of direction where I could concentrate on my own destiny, and I could do the events that I was passionate about. And so I knew I needed to make some changes, and I'd been wanting to for so long. But then one day I kind of woke up and I just said, you know what, I'm resigning. And I did. And I haven't looked back at all.
But isn't it wonderful when we talk about the corporate world, because the vast majority of people have had corporate careers, and we talk about working those long hours and how burnout affects that 12, 16-hour days. But when you do that as your own business, it feels totally different.
It does, completely. And, you know, I work silly hours on top of being a parent now, but it is different because I am doing what I'm passionate about. I'm the owner of my own destiny, and I'm doing what makes me buzz and happy, not kind of filling the pockets of others. So yeah, I love it.
In between all of that, starting your own business, feeling that level of burnout that you did when you left, which is in the chapter, and then having IVF as you did to have your lovely twin boys. Mm-hmm. How do you have twin boys and still decide to carry on with your business when having twins must be a full-time job in itself?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, it's incredibly busy. But I think because of my struggles from when I had my twins, all the way from my pregnancy, all the way through to having them, I realised that for my own mental health, I needed to get back to work. I was one of those mums, when I first got pregnant, I wanted to be a stay-at-home mum for 5 years. That was my plan. And so what I wasn't expecting was the mental health issues that came with it. And so it was almost that was my driver for getting back to work. I was sick of just being mum. I had nothing else to give anybody or myself. And so I felt a bit lost. I think I lost myself.
Yeah, and I think you just saying that and having these conversations is so important. I'm not a mum, but I hear this a lot from mums, and being able to say I didn't want to just be a mum, I think has such a stigma around it for being able to voice that.
Yeah.
But you are your own person, and when you've got that entrepreneurial spirit, it is that thing of I want to do what I want to do as well.
And there are some mums out there who absolutely, thrive on just being a stay-at-home mum. And I thought I would be that person. But it wasn't until I realised that actually I had to look after myself a bit and give something back to myself. And this was the way of doing it. And actually, the way the mental health has kind of affected the side of my business, it's actually hopefully going to affect and improve the life of others. And that's my passion. So
that's amazing. And also what you talk about is the prenatal depression or postnatal depression.
I had both. So when I found out my one of my boys had a certain medical condition, it threw me into a massive state of anxiety, as well as like, oh my God, how am I going to deal with twins? And that threw me into a state of flux for pretty much the whole pregnancy. And then I dealt with it. I had like loads of CBT, and I felt great at the point of me having my twins. I thought, well, I'm not going to get postnatal depression. And I did. And I got hit like a double-decker bus. And it was so difficult. I was in such a dark place.
How did you come through that?
So at the time, I didn't know I could. I felt like I was in this really dark tunnel, and I had no way of getting out. And everyone who was around me, my husband, my family, they could all see me spiraling out of control. And I let my fears and my anxieties control my life. I couldn't leave the house. I couldn't do anything. But then I guess I had one of those moments where I can't live like this. Something has to give, something has to change. And so I reached out to my health visitor, and I got the help that I needed. And it was actually that help that made me realise the importance of me time. And that's where kind of it reinforced the importance of a me time retreat, because I want to help not only other mums, but other entrepreneurs that are at burnout, other people that were just like me in the corporate world, that just weren't giving themselves permission to look after themselves, because you can't serve the people around you in any shape or form if you don't look after yourself. So it comes from within.
And this is the brilliance of what you've done with your business, because in the past your business would have been creating these massive events and the fanfare of it all, and now it's about the well-being side and the me time and the retreat kind of. That's the focus, is it?
It is completely. But it doesn't matter if you're a retiree who's kind of living the second half of their life, which is just as exciting but can be terrifying, because you suddenly are trying to navigate, well, what does this next half of my life involve? Or it could be the mums that just don't have any clue what their future direction is going to be, and how to kind of navigate motherhood, as well as being able to have something else that gives them that fulfillment. Or it could be business owners, it could be team building, where teams are really struggling to reconnect since the furlough scheme, and everyone's been independently working. And actually having these events to kind of inspire people's creativity, bring them together in a different way. I don't do inflatables and the traditional team building. It's all about building that connection within teams and within friends, and laughter and conversation and learning new skills.
What you ooze is that joy and excitement and sparkle of I'm not just telling you about this, I've lived it. I know where you are, and these things can benefit and be tools that you can use for your future. So
absolutely,
I love what you've done with your business. It's inspiring to watch what you've created, despite and in spite of everything that's happened in the last few years.
yeah, it's been a real challenge, but I've come out the other side and I am living proof that what I do works. And I'm just really passionate about helping everyone else coming out of that journey. So it doesn't have to be, mental health, but it could just be people lacking in self-confidence for some reason. We've got activities that can help kind of get rid of those limiting beliefs that we grow up with and we learn, and actually all of the activities we do are all under expert tuition, so anyone can do them. So the accessibility is there, and you can do them virtually, you can do them in person, so it's great for everybody.
Amazing. If there was one lesson that you would want other entrepreneurs to know about that you've learned, what would it be?
Try not to be the jack of all trades. I think when I started the business in 2016, I was trying to do everything, the marketing, the sales, the back end, the admin, the everything, the finances, the accounting, the bits that I had absolutely little knowledge over. Yeah, I was just trying to Google my way through and YouTube it, and it was, I think when I started back this year, I realized that actually I will serve my business so much better if I offload the bits that I'm just not skilled at. And actually saying that and saying, there are other people out there that can do these things much better than me gives me the freedom to do the things that I'm more passionate about, rather than struggling through.
Outsource.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Amazing. And what's your favorite piece of software for your business?
Asana. So Asana has been like the change since I relaunched. So it's my everything. So it's got all my my standard operating procedures. It's got my business plan, my marketing plan, my social media plan. I've got creative boards, ideas, stuff that I bounce ideas off of. It will run off the free version, so it's not paid, but it's just it's my general brain dump, and I love that everything is all in one place, as well as part of my CRM. So it's great. Love it.
I tell you, somebody out there that's listening to this is going to go, Asana! For me.
Magic. I love it.
That is brilliant. Cass, I'm so thrilled that you're back with your business, and to see you as you are it's a joy to watch what you've created. And congratulations, and thank you so much for being a part of Shine On You Crazy Daisy book.
Thank you so much for having me. I mean, it's been a real journey actually getting this journey on paper, because I don't think, I've said it in bits to people and to friends, but actually getting it on paper was so cathartic. And I'm just so
to get it out to people.
Part of your journey. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for watching the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast. If you've liked what you've seen today, then please make sure that you click the subscribe button to this channel to see more inspiration and motivation as more of these stories keep coming out. And if you want even more, click on the link below this video and go and have a look at the series of books Shine On You Crazy Daisy, and get even more inspiration and motivation for you and your business.